South Africa's unemployment rate has increased now to 33.2% in the second quarter of 2025 from 32.9% recorded during the first quarter. And the country has created 19,000 jobs in the first quarter. More than 140,000 jobs were lost. Unemployment has also ticked up in the South African economy, and Stats SA says that the number of unemployed persons grew by 140,000 to a whopping 8.4 million, while of course the number of employed persons increased by 19,000 to 16.8 million. Bongiwe Mbunge is a partner at Fovi's Mazars Institute of Development, joins us now to further unpack this. Bongiwe, a very good afternoon to you and happy Women's Month and belated Women's Day to you. So unemployment in South Africa generally affects everyone, right? And given the current figures that are cited in my intro, it's quite easy to understand that. And even if we dug deeper into the data, the extent to which women that are living with disability are affected, you'd even be more disturbed. So why do you think we're still in this position as a democratic country?
Thank you very much. We are in this position because we are not growing as fast as what we need as a South African economy. And I think that furthermore, we are here because business or employment as we know it has really changed over the last while. And these dynamics really affect, at the end of the day, how businesses, organizations, public sector hires, what kind of skills they're looking for. And furthermore, I think that, as we experience a larger percentage of economic growth, that is the time that we start to see the wheel turn.
Absolutely, Bongi, because it says here data from the 2011 census indicates that disability is worryingly more prevalent among females and that a large percentage of people with disabilities are actually sitting unemployed in this country. But what challenges do women then living with these disabilities still endure, even at schooling level, Bongi? Let's start at grassroots level. We've seen various campaigns, right, that as well as initiatives that are aimed at, of course, changing these conceptions. But South Africa continues to be a perpetual case study in social exclusion, and the current estimate is that about 15% of disabled persons are actually excluded from access to employment, housing, as well as other basic resources. This surely cannot be the norm.
It cannot be, it must not be, but most importantly, ourselves as South African citizens need to not allow it to continue down that trend. And this is why it's really important that we grab a hold of the solutions that really lift people from where they are potentially and start including them in terms of how they potentially can learn. You talk of disability, you talk of women being even deeper impacted by this, and I couldn't agree more. And therefore, that is why the future skills in terms of where we are pertinent to be able to really take this course to where we are comfortably going to be. And we're talking AI data, we're talking software development skills, Internet of Things, cybersecurity, cloud engineering, and bringing this blended learning, taking an advantage of really the advancement of technology to bring an experience to learn and meet them where they are is one of the exciting solutions that I'm hoping that will really start to drive the narrative into a more positive sphere for the hub of human capital, South Africa.
Let's talk about, some collaborations there, Bongiwe. I mean, companies in the country currently are actually given what we refer to as bonus points, right? If they employ or even train disabled persons as per, of course, the DTI's codes of good practice and the triple BEE policies. But how have these impositions actually assisted in this regard? Because companies still cite their inadequate access points or provisions to cater for the disabled to enter the workforce.
I love that you're bringing that point across because businesses have got to be encouraged by all spheres necessary. And what we have seen is that access to the workforce insofar as disability is concerned has actually improved over the last while with job entry level positions And meanwhile, this is not a statistics that we can really start to celebrate yet. It is a definite start. And therefore, organizations need to continue to understand what they can leverage in terms of the legislation, as it were, in South Africa to do the right thing and to help them to drive also their goals in terms of these initiatives, while absorption levels stemming from those learnerships, as they were, are not as high as what we want. We leave at the hands of those young people entering the workforce with a minimum of a network and some experience that they can be able to take advantage of. So insofar as those are concerned, we are hoping that even with the introduction of sector-specific criteria for the triple BEE, that we will be able to make much more progress in the near future.
Absolutely. These programs and initiatives like your youth unemployment initiative grant there, Bongiwe, that has also been put to the fore. Hopefully they couldn't be inclusive and generally consider everyone under this regard, because we do know that the youth actually make up the highest bracket when it comes to those that are unemployed. Bongiwe, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for your contribution this afternoon. That is Ms. Bongiwe Mbunge there from Forbes Mazars Institute of Development on women living with disability and unemployment in the country.